Hi everyone, so I have been so curious to check out this new kit that Dye & Press brought to HSN for Craft Day. It is already available. It's a Dye & Press stencil stamp watercolor Happy Boo Day. You guys, there are watercolors in here, so I want to check this out. I don't know that we've ever seen watercolors from Dye & Press before, so this will be really fun, something different to try out. And they did send these items free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I'll have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So thank you for using those if you would like to. Again, those are just down in the description box. So I'll open this in just a second, but basically this kit has texture paste, watercolor, oh yeah, so they're showing you some fun ways to use the texture paste. So in my mind, I was going to do a watercolor background and then just use the stencil to do a topper. But it's really cute to do your texture paste first and then add some color because it'll resist. But also if you just do some fun stuff like really make it pretty watery and you just kind of run it down at the top, it'll just kind of drip down, and that way it'll reveal this image in kind of a different way. But so that's what they're showing you here. Oh, that's all the info there. So we have a white texture paste and a black texture paste. I'm super happy to have this black. We have white in the past. I love that, having that option. A nice spatula or applicator. Oh, okay, let's stencils. And again, this one's Happy Boo to you, or whatever it's called. So Happy Boo Day, sorry. So the stencils and things are going to be very Halloween-like. We have like what looks like a little haunted house doors. We have some like swirls, a jacquard kind of look, I don't know, a spider here, and then some faces for like pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. And then the larger ones are like this big guy here, and hopefully you can see they're about 4 1/4 inches square, and then whatever fits inside there is the size of like the image there. Oh, I love this. We have like little bats. That's really cute. We have some pumpkins, or the jack-o'-lanterns, right? And then you have the little faces that you can put on them. That is adorable. We have the haunted house, again, with the doors and the windows and things you can place afterward. That is really cute. And then look at this skull, you guys. I think that is really awesome. I love it. It's made out of like flowers. So those are the stencils. Let's take a look at the stamps right quick. Witches gotta stick together. You are wickedly wonderful. Have a spooky good Halloween. Have a beautiful day. I'm Batty for you. All kinds of fun things. Happy Halloween. Happy Boo Day. Love the color on the carrier. And let's check out these watercolors. What a cute little kit. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look, I love it. Nice and smooth. Oh, it even has a little thing where you can hold it. You know, you're gonna be outdoors like an impressionist, and you can kind of hold that in your hand so it doesn't fall. You're out there in nature. And then we have the little palette area, and the colors are super curated and super cute. So this isn't just like any old watercolor palette you'd pick up and, you know, it has your basic colors. So if you look, it has like a copper shimmery, a shimmery gold, a shimmery green, which is like a light green, really pretty, a shimmery purple. The black looks like it has a shimmer to it, and maybe black, maybe it's a different color, maybe it's a deep purple, I'm not sure yet, because sometimes when you touch it with water, then you're like, oh, okay, you know. And then we have a silver shimmer, and now here we have green, orange, again, probably a dark green. I can tell this is purple. This one might be a grayish black, and then black possibly. So we'll try them all out. And then this little sponge here. So for me, I use a little sponge to clean off my brush as I go in between colors, but you can use it for whatever you need. And then it has a little water brush, you guys, and look how small it is, like a travel water brush. But what happens is, once you put this back here, it's a little bit longer, and so maybe you have, you know, it feels more like a full-size brush, but that's not the biggest deal. I would just use like this anyway. And then what you're gonna do is open this up. So what I'm gonna do is open this up and put some water in it. Okay, yeah. So some of them open counterclockwise, or like the opposite way you would think, because, or whatever it is. I never pay attention if you open things, you know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Because that one, when you put the water in, you're not unscrewing it accidentally or whatever it is. So this one doesn't, it opens up this way. Maybe that's the same way, I don't know. But sometimes they open backwards than you would think. So I'm just going to put a little water in here. Just a little water to fill that up, and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry, I was going to show you. Just put water, and then again, get used to unscrewing this the opposite way. But see, I would go like that to tighten it, but it goes the other way. And you can get some water going. Just kind of give it a squeeze. You can kind of see the water coming in here until it comes out to the tip. And there you go, right? And I have a paper towel here. So let's make ourselves a little swatch just so we can see the colors. And then we'll go from there. Again, I'll pop this on here. I have this piece of paper and it's nothing special, but I do want to cut it down so I can keep it with the kit. So it's just a piece of heavyweight white paper. How big is this? Maybe 6 inches or so. Let's go 5. Oh yeah, 5 inches. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, well, let's say it's 5 by 2.5. Just about 2.5 if you're making your own. Hopefully that doesn't fall. Okay. So I do have swatch makers, like a thing that you would stamp and be super cute with, but right now I'm just going to go for it. So I'm just going to put this up here. And I mean, you can draw lines, but what you're going to do is squeeze a little bit, get some of that water going, get it in there. There's my first one. Again, very bronze. Oh, that's so pretty. Very gold, and it does have a shimmer. So I'm just going to go through, guys, and probably make smaller swatches because now I'm going to run out of room here. But I'm just going to go across. Oh, that's so pretty. Again, you can obviously add more color. I'm just kind of getting a little idea of what the color looks like. So I will be right back. Again, this one looked like black, but I wasn't sure. And it does have a shimmer to it. Ooh, it's like a gunmetal. I'll show you the shimmer in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to do this all across, and I'll be back. Last year, I remember how to swatch. You're supposed to just kind of keep going to see how it looks like with a lighter value if it has more water. But I used up pretty much all the water that's in here. There's a little bit left. And just those swatches there. So, hope you can see. Let me play with my lighting a little bit. Actually, that's not too bad. Okay, so this one, it does have a metallic look. You can see that. Again, more coppery. The gold. Look at that. Look at the green metallic. The purple. I'm trying to catch the light just so you guys can see, because I can see it in real life, but there you go. And then this one, again, is like a gunmetal. And then the last one's like silver. Oh my goodness, there, hopefully there you can see maybe the shimmer. And then down here, that was a beautiful blue. So we have that chartreusey kind of lime green, the orange, kind of like a deep tealish color, the purple, the blue, and then your black. So I will always keep this with me so I can see pretty much what the colors look like. And that's really great. So let me grab some paper and we're just gonna get started. I might use a bigger brush because this, for me, is kind of for coloring in. If you want a big area, you can either just kind of spray some water on your paper, watercolor paper preferably, or however you want to do that. But I will be right back. Some of these things to the side for now. We'll use the stencils in just a little bit here. I'm just going to cut down some watercolor paper that I have to make a topper for an A2 size card. We're going to use that right now. So I have these watercolor pieces. How big is this? 5.5 by 8.5. I should be able to cut 2 pieces from this. Theoretically. So on the 5.5 side, I'm going to cut at 5 3/8, and that's already cutting at the size I like the end card to be, but you can do that afterwards. But I'm cutting it now at 5 3/8 and then 4 1/8. It's going to get a little bit wonky because we're going to apply quite a bit of water to this for the background. Let me cut the side that I already... That way we know this one's nice and perfect. It's from the manufacturer. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was going to use my little glass mat, but I think I'm going to use this guy instead. So, I want to use those bats. I think that'll be fun. So I just want to show you how I might play with color with something like that. So let's see. I just have some brushes here. Now again, you can just apply water to this if you want wet on wet, so that the paint really moves. And I might come in here with like the orange. I'm just going to put this orange right down into the center. Actually, I wasn't, well, I guess I can use it either way. I was gonna say, I didn't really pay attention to the direction the bats are going, but you can put the stencil however you want, right? One way or the other. And then maybe this silvery gray in the very back. And so this applies the color really thinly because everything's wet. But if you don't want to do that, you can do less water. You know, it's whatever you want. Just adding a little more around the edges here. A little more water, and then maybe a little more of this orange and maybe some of the gold. Let's get that mixed together. It's okay. I'm not going to spread it too much because you can see it's getting into that black. Okay. Something like that. And if you don't like your colors mixing, you can just come over here and just go whoop and dab that up. There you go. Okay. So I'm gonna let this dry. There's something blue in there. I don't want that. Okay, let's get rid of that and let's add a little more of that orange back. But see how this is dry brush now, and you can add more, like thicker color. And then this one, let's just make this one fun. So again, like I said, you can add water like that. You can spray water. You can spray water afterward, you know, if you want it to react. I really love that blue, so let's get some of this guy going. That teal. Got a little orange in there anyway, and that's okay. And then maybe this. I'll show you one other thing you can do, but after it dries. So I'll probably hit it with the heat tool because I don't really need to wait for this to dry. Okay, just like that. Easy, messy. Okay, and then you can hit it with your heat tool to dry faster. So I'll be back. Did not take very long to dry, I will say. Okay, so one last thing that's kind of fun with this one, hopefully I have enough water in here, is just get some black on here, like really, really make it watery, 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 and just kind of flick it against your hand like this. And that's it. It adds those little black dots, so if you want to bring some more, just something like that adds a little more something, right? And I will leave it at that. Okay, you know what, why don't we add some of those to this too? Again, really watery. And then just kind of, I'm not squeezing this, okay guys, I'm just letting whatever, when I squeeze it here, yes, but when it comes over here, I'm just kind of letting it do its own thing. No more squeezing. Now you'll definitely want to get that out. It's full of black paint, and you will stain your brush, but it doesn't really suck into here, and it doesn't matter, you know, once you clean it off, it doesn't matter. Like, it won't come out anymore. So, alright guys, I'll be back. Nice and dry. Usually I dry them on both sides, that way it doesn't curve the way you're saying, but it was so dry already in one direction, I kind of had to leave it, so that's fine. And what I'm going to do is just glue these down, then like I always do, just put something heavy on top, so to keep them down. And generally I would go ahead and do my stenciling before I glue this down, but for videos I don't have time to wait for the paste to dry to keep moving on, so what I'm going to do is stick these down and go ahead and do my stenciling, but I don't recommend that, right? If you're at home, you just do your thing afterwards, you know, stick down your topper after you're done with everything. But I'm going to glue that one down, put something heavy on top, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's check these guys out. It's been a few minutes. Just putting some weight on there, helping me flatten those guys out. Super technical stuff here. Let me put this over here. And so we have both of these guys. Now, both of these in my mind, I imagined using black texture paste, but I'll use white on one of them just so we can try that out. I do have a white one open already from just previously, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is, on this one, we're going to use this guy. And like I said, I couldn't remember, I was putting the orange down. I'm like, oh, I should do it this way or this way. It doesn't matter. If you're using a stencil, you can flip it this way, you can flip it this way, whichever way you like. So I'm probably going to go with these guys like in here, like there, and actually a little bit crooked like that. And then on this one, we're going to do that sugar skull, of course. And just kind of like here. And then we'll just stamp our sentiment and then cut it out and put it on top. So if that's kind of what that looks like, generally don't usually tape things down, especially right now because I'm just kind of messing with this, but let's move this one over. Again, do this before you do your adding your topper to your card, but for me it's just a little bit different because of what I'm doing and my video what's the word, schedule. And you could always use some of these guys in the background too, like these little brocade things before you even do that. Maybe you add a little something here, a little something there, you know, if you want to do a little more. I like to keep it pretty neat. Like this is what I'm looking at, right, the focal point. But yeah, let me just put this one to the side for a moment and grab that texture paste in black. And there's some in the lid, so I'm just going to take that. And even if I'm doing this, I still kind of hold it because that's just what I do. And actually, to be honest, I'm going to do it this way. Now I'm pulling it down towards me like this. Oop. Is it oop? Because I had a little bit on that very edge, I can see that. Just filling in spots. Now I'm holding it down, I'm not really squeezing too hard because I don't want it to squeeze underneath your stencil, of course. That looks good to me, and I can kind of scrape up some of the excess, put it back in my jar, and I'm going to worry about the rest of it because I want it to stay nicely. So I'm going to remove this, and it already picked up a little bit for me. Look at that. That is really cool. Oh my gosh. So we definitely gonna put this to the side to dry. If you want to hit it with a heat tool, that's up to you. Know that if you get too close, it's gonna start bubbling. Like most things will start bubbling if you hit it with a heat tool, other than like watercolor. But I'm just gonna kind of put it to the side for now. I'm gonna go wash this off. Like I said, I'm gonna put it here. Now, honestly, it does have a lot going on, and with this one, maybe you'd want to spray with a little bit of oh, what's that, like pixie spray, the stuff that holds things down, stencils especially, because this one's gonna have quite a bit going on. So what I'm gonna do is put some here. I think I'm gonna scrape this way. No, we'll scrape the same way I did before. It just seemed easier for me. So let's do that. Let's get a little more. Actually, I'm gonna use this guy. Just I want quite a bit to help me hold this down. Because what happens, the tighter you can get your stencil down, the better. Again, I always put my hands there anyway, my fingers, to hold things down, but you really want this to stay down really nicely. I'm trying not to, really not trying to stick it to my card, more to the surface here. And then I'm also going to push down and do it as quickly as I can because I don't want any of my texture paste really squeezing too much where I don't want it. So again, I'm kind of flattening that out. Give myself that help sticking it here. Let's get this guy going. So get yourself a good amount, that way you don't have to mess with it too much, but like starting here, just bring it right down. I'm not really pushing that hard, guys. Once you have a good amount, just get that off there. And that's that. I usually try to reuse this washi, but if it gets paste on it or something, then I just toss it because it'll just be messy next time. Look at that. Very good. So again, my tip is get yourself a good amount. Don't scrape and scrape and scrape, because when you're scraping so much, that's when you start getting some under your stencil, you know, and things like that. So just get yourself a good amount and just try to do it in just as few strokes as you can with something delicate like this one. And I'm gonna scrape off what I can, put it back in the jar, and wash this off, and I'll be back. So let's take a closer look. I know I just kind of went there, and I mean, look at this, you guys. Pristine, perfect, looks like really nice. This is already starting to dry. I would not touch it, but you can see it's a little bit different texture. So anyhow, put both these guys to the side. And then this guy, yeah, I just keep this with it. So I was just waiting for it to dry because I did put quite a bit of liquid in there. But you have that. I would just put this here, and I always have that together. And again, you can just be out and doing your thing, or even just sitting here so it doesn't fall out of your hand very easily. Let's close these guys up. And so all I'm going to do is just stamp some sentiments. Of course you can stamp right on your project, but I'm going to stamp like, you know, let's see, I'm Batty for you. And then I'll stamp Happy Halloween also, just on some paper, and then I'll back it up with some pretty paper, or you know, if you have dies that you can cut that out with, that'd be great too. But I'll be right back. Show you a little bit of how I make my little sentiment here. Now, if you want to color this in, you can even take some ink, or not ink, sorry, the watercolor, and just do like little black or gray or something like that just to fill that part in. But I'm just going to put this right here, I think. Right there. And that's one card there with the Happy Halloween, and then just brought some of that teal back out. And then this one, I just have this with some purple. I think it's really cute. I'm going to put that one here. So those are my cards. Just having fun with the different items that are in the kit. Thank you so much, Die Press, for sending these items for review. Again, do your card toppers, do all that, and then add it to your card, right? So for me, I just can't come in here and like start pushing down on this to stick it to my card to get the video created. So definitely work off your card base and then bring it to your card base when you're all done with your topper. But there you are. Really fun. And I hope you like the video, and I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.